Hi, this is Raven Hawk from FastWorkingLoveSpells.com, and I want to focus a little bit on. I make videos about things that are off topic, from spells and witchcraft and the occult, and money spells and love spells and healing and EFT and law of attraction. But I do realize that there are other things in the world that are going on, and unfortunately, I'm in the middle of it. Now, my videos are not meant to make people feel fear, to scare them, make them feel hopeless or helpless, or that there's no open door. This is to encourage them to band together with someone who will listen and take the right and appropriate actions to get stuff done. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about today is when there's a problem, getting the police involved, getting the FBI involved, or whatever, which law enforcement agency handles whatever type of situation that you're going through, or what's happening, or what looks like it's about to happen. From my personal experience so far, I've been in a situation, something that's been happening to me since April of last year, that has literally caused me to be uprooted 3 times. I moved from California to Vegas, and then from Vegas to one place in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Then I had to move to another place that's a little more permanent right now. Temporary permanent. These were circumstances beyond my control. However, I know that I attracted this situation into my life. I'm trying to find out what is happening here. Why did I attract this situation into my life? I don't know. The thing is, I've been trying to get some law enforcement. I think this is beyond the scope of the local police, unless they actually have a physical person sitting outside my window or in the back of my yard or trying to get in my door. That's what they would deal with. When it comes to cyber crimes, which is primarily 90% of what I'm going through, cyber crimes, I know for a fact that I'm being stalked, I'm being harassed, and I'm being put in danger, basically, by some people that I know. It might be, I'm not saying for a fact here, it might be that I am an immigrant from another country, and I've come to find out that I've lost a lot of stuff, that places were broken into, there's money missing, there's stamps missing, so in my mind, I'm trying to connect the two, because I can't see there's a difference. I mean, what are the odds I'm from another country that would happen, and then another group of people would be doing this to me? I think it's highly unlikely. So one of the things here is trying to get the local FBI or any FBI agent interested, or even intrigued by what might be happening in this one woman's life. Now, I am one woman. I know I'm not a conglomerate. I know that I'm not living in Beverly Hills in a mansion. I know that I don't own properties in the U.S. I don't own millions of dollars in the U.S. I don't own anything. But that doesn't mean that my life is just as valid as anybody else's. Even the criminals. The criminals don't think so. And they will never think so. They value their own lives and their families' lives. Everybody else, is expendable to them. Because in my opinion, this is a new breed of criminal that couldn't care less if their victim is dead or alive. They don't really care. They really don't care. They, I think, has taken a walk on the way too far on the wild side. But the thing is, in my mind and in my life does matter to me. And I think everybody should take that stand. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're blue, whether you're pink, whether you're purple, whether you're green, the individual life matters. Don't let anybody else determine for you when you should die or whether you should die so they can have some money. Don't be taken advantage of like that. Fight back in any which way you can. You need to find someone to band together. Find someone who believes you that something is going on. And the people out there who dismiss others so quickly, like you're stupid and you're crazy or whatever. My thing is, if the person is consistently telling you the same thing, take note of what they're saying. If they're consistently telling you the same thing, there's got to be some truth in it. Lies change frequently because life changes. So if you tell a lie, it never existed. It didn't happen that way. Didn't happen that way. Another lie will have to be told on the next set of events. Another lie will have to be told on the next set of events. Then another lie. So lies. One lie begets many lies. The truth now is going to stay because it's grounded. This did happen in a certain way. There's truth here. That can just be added to. The lie will change. The lie will change. It will start ultimately with the beginning, the truth. So these people who are harassing me, who are cyber stalking me, they will threaten me. I mean, from every which way. It's just what they do, and they are good at what they do. They are extremely good at what they do. They're relentless. And I can tell you right now, they don't care whether I live or die. In fact, I believe they would prefer if I were not here. Because I'm from another country. My father had a business. And back in '89, I asked my grandfather how much, money you think the property, everything is worth. I was thinking in terms of just money. He says, in cash, no, but in assets, it was like about $25 billion in that country, not here. Well, I was over here. My father and I became estranged after a while, and he sold the property. We had shares in the bank, shares within the bank itself. I signed on the shares, so we bought, because it was in both of our names. And bank accounts, it was both of our names. Everything was in my name, pretty much. Mine and his. And if you sum that all up, this is about since like in the 1997, almost early 2000s. So when he sold the property and the shares will have matured, I'm thinking it's quite a few $1 million he has in the bank. I never really look back because I don't have any siblings. It's just me. I never really look back. But I know that it's there. It's there. It has to be there. And if it's not there, then something is wrong because I am alive. My dad died. It was not buried with him. It was not buried with him. So with what's happening to me, there's nothing in my mind that can break the connection that it has to do with something from back in my country. Because I found out that in 2004, my aunt realized that some stamps, old stamps that my grandmother had from the late 1800s, early 1900s, this was before my country got independence, the stamps were stolen. along with other things they found in the general area. The place was broken into and everything was stolen. Apparently, my grandfather was still alive, because they found that out upon his dying. Then they found it out after he died. They went to clean out his apartment, which was my apartment also with him before I came here. So this has been happening to me for a long time. So in my mind, it has to be something to do with that money. And there's a house, because when my dad sold our old house, he bought another house. We're talking about, this is my reason for this happening. Because other than that, I can't think of anything else. My mother was in this country, but my mother was here illegally. So I'm not sure. She didn't have anything. She didn't have anything. She was here illegally. She didn't have anything. So she died though. She died. I'm saying all of this out here. I'm putting it out there because I really don't have anything to hide. I just want this to stop. Whatever these people are doing to stop. If they're in a process of where they're played crazy for too long, that they have become crazy, there is some sanity within that craziness. Because I don't understand what's going on here. I just want this to stop. My life has value to me. They see me probably as a block between them and my money. As long as I'm alive, they can't really touch us because I'm the legal heir. And let me tell you something. The sad part, you may think that this is like a family member, a relative. No, they're different nationality. I have no ties to these people. I have no ties to them at all whatsoever, not one. These are foreigners to me. So I always say one thing: if there's if there's a family controversy as to who gets what and who doesn't get what or whatever, I know one thing is abundantly clear: it's not the hackers. Oh no, it's not theirs at all. They have no claim to stake in this. They are outright thieves and robbers. And that's the end of the story with them. So my thing is, what do I do to get law enforcement to start taking notice of me? I filled out FBI reports. Nobody got back to me. Someone actually called saying from the FBI or from Washington, which I get a lot of these calls, but they were asking me questions like, what about my, how did I get my visa? What did I do? I think they were just fishing for information. So another thing is, look at this face. If you bought a green card illegally and you see this face on it, watch, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. Trust me. Somebody will take notice of this and they'll come for you. And that'll be law enforcement. Law enforcement this time. I just want to put this video out there and hopefully some law enforcement will see it. And this is going to come to an end. This is going to come to an end. Because I have had it. I have had it with this. I've had it. I've done nothing to these people, and my life has value to me. To me. They don't know how my father got his money. They don't know how we got our money. We worked for it. Nobody handed anything to us. When we bought the property, I was 5 years old. My dad was in the army in my country. They paid $1,000 down payment for the property. And he worked the business. My mama worked the business. When my mother came over to this country, I was 13 years old. I became the woman of the house. I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, cook lunch, make breakfast, I used to go to school and come back, wash clothes every freaking day because I used to wash clothes by hand. By hand. We had a pulley line outside the back door and go to school every day. I did that. So hackers, you don't know how that money came. You're parceling out who owes what and who gets what. Guess what? Your days are numbered. Somebody's going to stop this. Hopefully some law enforcement sees this. And people, don't dismiss your friends like that. Don't dismiss your relatives. Listen to them, please, please. Don't just dismiss people like that. If they're telling you something consistently, please, there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. Pay attention to them. And find some law enforcement who will pay attention to you. Let's band together in this. Because the people who are doing this to me, they can't be the only ones in America. I know there are Russian hackers all over and they're, but what about your own backyard, man? What's happening in your own backyard? What's happening right here? What's happening to people like me, the citizens of your country? What's happening to us? Please, Mr. Law Enforcement, help us.